Mehul Choksi has been arrested again, this time in Belgium. The 65-year-old fugitive, who is accused of a 13,000 crore scam at the Punjab National Bank, was arrested on Saturday. His arrest came after years of evading authorities since he fled India in 2018. Take a look.
Fugitive diamond trader Mehul Choksi arrested in Belgium. The 65-year-old accused in the 13,000 crore Punjab National Bank scam was arrested on Saturday. He was reportedly undergoing treatment at the time of his arrest. Sources indicate his health is in poor condition and that he is currently being treated for blood cancer. Choksi's arrest came at the request of Indian agencies, including the CBI and ED, which had secured non-bailable warrants against him from Mumbai courts. Choksi had fled India in 2018 and had been living in Antigua and Barbuda before recently relocating to Belgium.
All I can say is that he has been arrested and it's a client-attorney privilege communication. Other details I'll not be able to give you, but this I can confirm that yes, my client has been arrested. He is in prison at the moment, and the legal remedy that we have is that we'll be filing an appeal, and there we'll be making a request that he should be released and he should be permitted to contest his case without being in custody.
Choksi's extradition from Belgium to India, however, could prove difficult.
Mehul Choksi, his wallet is strong, and he knows how to appoint the best of lawyers in the world. He will obviously fight tooth and nail to escape his extradition, like what other people have done in London, and Indian government is unable to get them back still now. So same thing could happen in Belgium also. What is the guarantee that he will be brought back? He has a fleet of lawyers and a wallet full of money.
Indian authorities are actively making efforts to get Mehul Choksi deported, though India and Belgium have a mutual extradition treaty.
देखिए, मोदी सरकार आने के बाद जो इस टाइप के भ्रष्टाचारी थे या देश से बाहर गए थे, हमने भगोड़ा अधिनियम कानून भी लेकर आया और उसी का ही नतीजा रहा कि आज बेल्जियम में मेहुल चोक्सी गिरफ्तार हुआ है और कानूनी प्रक्रिया पूर्ण होते ही उसको भारत में लाया जाएगा.
Sources revealed that Choksi has not renounced either his Indian or Antiguan citizenship. Instead, he applied for an F-type residency card from Belgian authorities, which he successfully obtained. This is not the first time Choksi has been detained. In May 2021, he was held in Dominica for illegal entry. The CBI's efforts to get Choksi back suffered a setback after a court allowed him to return to Antigua for medical treatment. Subsequently, the Interpol Red Corner notice against him was withdrawn following his appeal. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, I want to quickly cut across to my colleague Manish Pandey, who's joining us with the very latest right now. You know, Manish, the fact that this arrest was triggered after Indian agencies reactivated extradition following removal of the Red Corner notice against him. Now, how imminent is his arrest, or is it going to be a long-drawn process?
Well, Preeti, certainly it is very crucial. The arrest is very crucial and important as far as the Indian agency's case against Mehul Choksi is concerned, because remember, from last 7 years, India was trying to get Mehul Choksi, but so far there was no success. He went to US, he went to Dominica, he went to Antigua, he gave away his Indian citizenship, but Indian agencies were not able to ensure that he is arrested by any of the these countries or the authorities of these countries. But this is the first time since 2018 that an authority in a different country has placed Mehul Choksi under arrest. Now, what is going to be important for the Indian agencies is to convince the Belgium court that Mehul Choksi should be extradited to India. And if that happens, then India has a golden chance of getting Mehul Choksi back to India. But again, Preeti, that is going to be, at least 3-4 years for Indian agencies to get Mehul Choksi. At the same point of time, Mehul Choksi is also someone who knows the law very well. He knows that in any European country, especially in Belgium, the health ground, the humanitarian ground is going to be extremely important. And his lawyers have already told the UK, the Belgium authorities that he is someone who is suffering from blood cancer. He is not in a good health condition and he should not be sent to India, or the extradition proceedings should not start. So next 1 week is going to be extremely important. On one side, we'll see that Indian officials will be going to Belgium. They will try to make a case before the court that this is a perfect case, fit case for extradition. But at the very same time, the lawyers of Mehul Choksi will be fighting a case of his bail and a case that his extradition is illegal. There is already extradition proceeding going on in Antigua. There is no need of separate extradition in Belgium, and he should not be sent back to India to face the law. Preeti.
All right, Manish, appreciate you joining us with that quick update. We're going to come back to you for more on that. Let's also bring in right now senior criminal lawyer Tanveer Ahmed Mir, who's joining us for a larger perspective on how, soon this extradition might be, and if at all, it's going to actually happen. Mr. Mir, appreciate you taking the time out and joining us. The sheer fact, Mr. Mir, that you had Mehul Choksi, who's traveled to Europe because of his health conditions. He was detained in a hospital. Will his health grounds somewhere down the line be an impediment in his extradition? Or could the legality of his arrest be challenged on health grounds?
Well, thank you very much for having me on the program. So just a few points. The extradition request from Government of India based on a warrant issued by a court of competent jurisdiction. And let me put it on record that the Directorate of Enforcement already has filed 3 separate charge sheets against Mr. Mehul Choksi. So therefore, insofar as our law enforcement agencies, be it state or federal, and federal in this case, that is both federal, one is CBI and one is the Directorate of Enforcement, do have a strong indictment against Mr. Choksi. Point number 2, how this will be done is that a man can be extradited either from Belgium or from England only if there exists a treaty where there is a bilateral and duality of the offense. By duality of offense, I mean that it should be an offense in India and it should also be the same offense in Belgium as well. Now, bank fraud, forgery are dual offenses both in India as well as Belgium. So there's not going to be some kind of a stumbling block on that count. Now, what happens in Belgium is that Belgium is governed by a European Convention of Extradition. The European Convention of Extradition is far more stiff than United Kingdom's when it comes to violation of human rights, politically surcharged atmosphere, and lack of fair trial. I would like to just, also inform your viewers, and you will be well aware that Government of India has been unsuccessful in seeking the extradition of fugitive arms dealer Sanjay Bhandari. Recently, we lost the case in the UK High Court on an appeal filed by him that the trial, extradition, and subsequent trial in India will be fraught with abuse of human rights, and there is no possibility of fair trial at all. Now, how does the Government of India and lawyers and all bureaucrats and law enforcement agencies who will travel down to Belgium after the diplomatic channels have been called into play is to file a formal case seeking extradition in a court of competent jurisdiction in Belgium? How do you avoid the biggest stumbling block, which is that how do you assure now the Belgian judge, the judicial magistrate, that said, if this gentleman is given back to India in whatever condition, his trial will not be fraught with human rights violations and there will be a fair trial, which means we must give an assurance to the European court that if Mehul Choksi is allowed to be got back, we will immediately bail him out.
But sir, I want to ask you one very quick
case.
question before I let you go. The sheer fact that, we've spoken about the laws that govern Belgium, that how it might be, different because his case is in India to argue in a foreign country. But in the midst of all of this, there is one underlying question that he's an Antiguan citizen. How much does that weigh in now?
That doesn't matter at all in Belgium. Now, there is one thing that Mr. Choksi's wife is a permanent citizen of Belgium. But Mr. Choksi is only on an F-type residency, which means temporary residency, alive only for a period of 5 years. F+ residency in Belgium means permanent residency. So therefore, for the purposes of excluding nationals or discretionary exercise of nationals, the government of Belgium and the judge in Belgium will have no scope and no, nothing to say to Mr. Choksi on that count. I don't think he will have any comfort on that count. The only comfort which his lawyers will set up is that if you send him to India, the political atmosphere is so surcharged against him that he's never going to get a fair trial.
All right. So before I let you go, sir, once again, sorry, to come in, but just paraphrasing everything, health grounds could be a big impediment and a roadblock in bringing him back. And whatever we are looking at a couple of years from now, correct?
We are looking at not a couple of years, but we are looking at least about a year in the first judicial inquiry. Then we are looking at series of appeals.
All right, series of appeals, and health will be a big factor, which will play in all of that. Thank you.
Health should not be a factor. What should be a factor is how Indian arranged and Indian engaged lawyers will give a guarantee on no violation of human rights and a fair trial.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mir, for taking the time out and joining us. And apologies for cutting you short.